Hello. So, if you've never seen any of my videos, which you probably haven't, I'm Kiera. Um, I'm starting a little YouTube channel just to document stuff that I like to do. And I really do want to start to focus on motivation, encouragement, and just talking about mental health and just talking about my experiences in hopes that I can help other people. So today I wanted to make a video talking about confidence because this is just something that I was just talking about in my car yesterday, and I realized I actually should just make a whole video about it. And I wrote some stuff down. I'm looking down at my iPad right now. Just some points that I want to touch on. First, what I want to say is confidence is not linear. Confidence is not something that just continues straight, with no bumps, and it just gets better and better and better. No, I mean, for some people, maybe that is the case. But for a lot of people, I'll say, you go through things where it just really tests, how do I really feel about myself? I'm just trying to move my iPad so I don't have to look down. It tests how you really feel about yourself, and it can test, I'll even say, like, on different days, you might feel like shit Monday, and then Tuesday you feel like genuinely the prettiest person in the room. And I guarantee you, some of the most beautiful, interesting, sexy, funny, some of these people have those days where they feel like the ugliest, dumbest person in the world too. So it's not even like it's just, oh, it's just us normal folk where we feel ugly all the time. No, it's you, it's me, it's my neighbors, it's really everybody. I think everybody has those days where they have low confidence. Self-esteem is a thing that you possess, but it can change depending on any circumstances. So that's just something that you should keep in mind as I go throughout this video, and really just generally, just keep that in mind. I really wanted to say this is the biggest topic I'm going to talk about, the difference between confidence and self-assurance, self-assuredness, just the state of being clear in how you feel about yourself. I think that confidence and self-assuredness, I guess, I'm probably going to be saying this wrong, are two different things. I think that you need self-assuredness to get to the state of being a confident person. So, pretty much, I think that confidence comes from how other people perceive you. Confidence is something that you present to other people, how you carry yourself. Confidence isn't just about how you feel about yourself. I think that's more self-assurance. But what I will try to break down is what confidence is. And this is just generally, I'm sure there are other factors, but confidence is being self-aware. So really just aware of oneself and what you are, confident in who you are. I don't know. Being comfortable with oneself is big, because you don't necessarily have to be completely obsessed with yourself, and you don't necessarily have to know all of your flaws and everything like that, but just being comfortable and then being somewhat unapologetic. I think this isn't the clearest definition on what confidence is, but I think that's a pretty good idea of what confidence is, on how you project to the world what you're like. Self-assured. Now this is what I really want to talk about, because this helps you get to the level of being confident. Self-assuredness is what you're genuinely like when no one is around. Who are you like? What kind of music do you listen to? What quirky behaviors or anything, what are you really like? What do you like, regardless of other people's influence? So that's kind of similar, but it's a little different. What do you like? Do you actually like those shoes, or do you like those because Sarah said that they're cool and you really admire Sarah, so you're gonna put that on yourself and say, well, I like those too, hoping that her coolness will rub off on you? That's just the general situation. But what do you genuinely like, and what do you want to do without anybody else's input? What do you want to do? It can be with your life. It can be, what do you want to do tomorrow as an activity? It's just who you are based on you, and not based on what others want you to be, not based on what you think you should be based on how other people treat you. That's just the crux of it. I think that self-assurance is mostly just the relationship that you have with yourself. And confidence is how you present yourself to other people and how other people perceive that. I think that taking influence is totally okay because there's so much to experience in this life and there's so many different ways to express yourself. But mostly, I think if you're doing it from a genuine place of self-expression rather than how you want other people to view you in a more positive light, it's okay to take influence and it's okay to be inspired by the things around you in this world. I think that people take inspiration from everything. There's no way for one person to be like the originator of something, whether it be a style of clothing, a way of eating, for them to be the original person and then be the only person to do that. This world has been in order for so long, and there's just no way for people to like exist like that. That's besides the point. So, realizing all of this can give you a pretty good understanding of who you are. And I think that these things are the baby steps towards being pretty confident. Confidence takes time. I think that's something that we really have to realize is that, yeah, you may be feeling very uncomfortable in your skin, whether it's physically, it's because you don't like your personality, it's anything. You can't just wake up tomorrow and be like, well, I'm a brand new goddamn person. You know, like I go into a room and I own it. Like, no, that's just not realistic. I think that you really have to take those baby steps and consistently practice how to be a confident person. Unless you can just wake up tomorrow and decide, I'm done. You know, from now on, I'm that bitch. Like, if you can do that, that's amazing for you. But I think that's really unrealistic. So I think anything great, it takes practice, it takes consistency to become good at that thing. So it makes sense to start as soon as you can. Pretty much all I'm trying to say is it takes experiences and it takes perseverance and struggle to get to a place where you have a skill and you have that thing, whether it's, you know how to play flute really well, you are confident, anything. I think that it takes practice and perseverance. Pretty much all I'm saying is the practice that you can do, the practice that it takes is just going for it. It's just putting yourself out there and getting that experience, doing that thing when you really don't want to. I think that is the best way to kind of like stomp out anxiety. I think that's the best way to develop a confident personality, because you see that there's this thing that was troublesome for you. You did it anyway, and or you did it, but you did it scared or you did it half-assed. But at the end of the day, you did it and you are a little more confident in yourself than you were before you did that thing. I think that's very important. It's not going to be like this magical cure where you go and you talk to your crush and then immediately you're the like most confident person on the face of the earth. You probably won't even realize a difference in how you feel. But just practicing those little tidbits of trying something hard and then trying something harder and then continuing to do it will help one to build confidence. I think it's similar to building up a tolerance and setting yourself up to get through something similar or to get through something completely unfamiliar. If every day I wake up and I'm wearing something a little more tacky or a little more out there, then before I know it, I'll be at the point where I'm dressing incredibly stylish or I'm completely unique or whatever. I think that it just takes a tolerance to get to a point where you're happy, and you got to take those little tiny steps along the way. And you need to start literally whenever you can, because it's just gonna be worth it once you realize you're at the point where you possess this crazy level of confidence that you never would have thought you had. I'll touch on that more later at the end of the video. Yeah, and then I just kind of gave some examples, whether it be wearing whatever you like, talking to new people, talking to strangers. I'm doing this right now. And I never thought that I would be sitting in this room by myself talking to my camera, but I'm definitely doing that. And that's a big step from me wanting to post on YouTube, me just thinking about it and being scared of it. And now I'm like literally doing it. Like, this is crazy. Or going somewhere alone. That is a big thing. Trying things that are new, that's kind of embarrassing, or you're just embarrassed to be trying something that you've never done before. I think that a lot of people can kind of relate to like wanting to do something, wanting to be good at it immediately, and then they're not good at it, or they actually fail and they're like, this is humiliating. I completely relate to that because I'm doing that right now. Like, so it's silly. It's silly. Everybody knows it's silly. You know it's silly and I know it's silly. But just acknowledging that it's silly isn't going to help you. It's going to help to actually take the steps to get through this. And this is what we're doing right here, right now. So pretty much, say you're trying something new and it's making you nervous. You feel like a fool. You feel totally stupid. You feel dumb and not confident. You might think that you even look crazy, right? You might think that people are thinking bad things about you, and you're starting to see their facial expressions and you're thinking, oh my God, they're shit talking me. This is terrible. I'm about to crash out. Like, I'm not having a good time, right? Lie. Lie to yourself. No, I'm joking. But really what you can do is completely flip that narrative on its head. And this is going to make it so that it's easier for you to get through a difficult situation. What I'm pretty much saying is stop projecting how other people might feel about you or how you think other people feel about you onto yourself, because that has nothing to do with you. Be realistic here. Maybe you don't really think those things about you. And in all honesty, you probably don't. You're probably just so influenced and you're so willing to convince yourself that it's true what other people might be thinking because you're not confident, because you don't know which other way to feel about yourself. So, as you practice and you make sure, I know I'm the bomb. I know that I'm happy with who I am. I know that I'm cool and I'm funny and I'm smart and I'm sexy and I'm cool. Like, if you think about all that stuff and those little thoughts creep in of, this probably is a really awkward situation. This person probably think that I look stupid or something like that. You at least have that idea that can combat that in your head where, no, like, I kind of think I'm cool. So you're not going to just let that negative idea fester and take over and change your mind about how you feel as easily. It definitely could still, but you're not going to let it take over as easily because you have a clear sense of what you're like already. So, in saying this, I'm saying that you're just worried about what other people may be thinking. And the key word is what they may be thinking, because you're not going to know more than likely because they're not going to tell you. People are really just probably not going to tell you how they actually feel about you. I mean, it's getting so dark outside. It's about to storm. But more than likely, people are not going to tell you how they feel about you. Let's be real. I just want to say, because I'm kind of all over the place, I'm just trying to follow the little script that I made. Think about how many people you pass on a daily basis and you never pay attention to them. Really just sit and think for a moment. You might be at the grocery store, you may be at the mall, you may be at work. Think about how many people come past you, how many people you see online even, and you don't pay them any real mind. You don't stop and think like, I really hate that person and I wish the worst for them. I don't think you really do that. I don't think most people ever do that. If you did see somebody being silly, looking funny, looking tacky and fried, if you saw that in public, would you go up to them and would you tell them to their face, I really think you look like a fucking clown? Would you? Would you think that they are the worst person to ever exist? Would you? Would you even remember this person into the next day? Ooh, it's storming. I'm gonna say probably not. Because I think that everybody else is so focused on how they appear to other people where they're not going to go around scouting for people who look stupid, realistically. And I don't think that anybody really is going to be paying attention to what you're doing, because I think a lot of people often are looking inward and trying to make sure that they don't look crazy out in public. Because you're doing that. You can relate to that, right? They're not worried about you, I promise. And I'm not going to lie, yes, some people definitely are very judgmental and they definitely are worried about you. That's that's the truth. But I don't think that the majority of people are. And I think that you should go based on live your life optimistically. Think that everybody is just neutral or everybody loves you. You know, just think that it's not going to be that deep for you to just exist, because so many people do it on a consistent basis and you're not worried about them. So why do you think that everyone's worried about you? Be realistic. I would like to also note, everybody's going to die. Just to put that out there, everybody is going to die. You're going to die. I'm going to die. The last person you saw is going to die. Your dog's going to die. Everybody is going to die one day. So do you really truly think in someone's last moments in being a person, they're going to be laying there thinking, oh my God, ew, like I can't believe, I remember that tacky ass bitch that I saw at Safeway that one time, and I just can't believe she did that shit. Nobody is gonna remember you in a moment where you weren't at your best. No one's gonna remember something about you where you felt embarrassed. Realistically, they probably, like I said, are not paying attention in the first place. Just be real. Like, I just feel like it's so important to understand how to put those self-destructive thoughts right into the trash can and how to turn them into a better thing. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna reframe your thoughts. You're gonna think to yourself, what am I thinking in this moment? You don't even have to think that explicitly. When a thought creeps in, whether say you're out alone, you're at a party, completely by yourself, oh my God, you're such a loser. No, you're literally here, like you wanted to come to this party so bad. You wanted to have yourself a good time. You're not going to let anybody stop that. You're not going to let people who don't want to hang out with you. You're not going to let the fact that a lot of people were busy stop you from going out and having a good time. Like, that is important to try to reframe it. If you think, oh my God, I look ugly, I'm wearing this thing and it really isn't flattering, or I really don't know if I should be wearing this, I'm trying something new, think of it in a way where, wow, I'm freely expressing myself and I'm so bold and I'm so unique to go against the status quo and to wear something that's not trendy. I'm doing me. Like, I really like this thing and I'm so comfortable. I'm just doing me. That's amazing. Think about something that you're trying that's new, or think about the fact that you've actually failed at something and you feel like shit. Think about that, right? Isn't it better to try something and to know for certain that it isn't going to work out rather than spend your time scared and wondering what if? Plus, I feel like these little moments, these little scenarios that I just gave, they've happened to me and I'm sure they've happened to you as well. These little moments are great tests for the security that you have in yourself. I think that they help you to understand that, yes, crappy things happen. They always will. But as long as you can persevere, you'll have a little bit more confidence in yourself than you had before that challenge. Remember, adversity is good. Adversity, yes, it's a bitch to be dealing with it in the moment, but all in all, these are little baby gifts, right? These are little challenges that we can take to really prove to ourselves how secure we are, how confident we are that we're going to come out on top in the end. I think that fear of the unknown can be totally crippling. Oh my God. That's really what anxiety is. Like, anxiety sucks. But I think that mostly not actually knowing how people feel about you really sucks. Excuse me. It really sucks, and it can really dictate how people live their lives, no doubt. I used to let it. Keyword, I used to let it. I let it do it. I came to the conclusion over practice, over going to therapy, over time, to realize I don't have to live like this. Like, I can just do better. I can really have these moments where I'm practicing self security, confidence, and eventually you get to a point where you are just okay. Like, you realize you're okay. And I think that, sliding into a different like a slightly different topic, I think that it's amazing. I think that it's so beautiful having one conscience. Yeah. I think that is great because you don't have to sit and be so sick and so stressed, worried about how people feel about you. Because in reality, you'll never know. Like, you will never know unless they actually tell you. And that is just as simple as it's gonna get. Like, I think that, yeah, you can get trapped in your own head and you can start making up terrible lies, conspiracies about yourself, but you can also choose to value and prioritize how you feel about yourself at the end of the day. Here's Haley. She's freaking out because it's thunderstorming, so we're going to ignore her because she's going to do this for the rest of the video. If you can realize that you're a kind, well-intending person, you're beautiful, whatever, and you're funny and you're fun and interesting and people love spending time around you, if you can really realize this and you think these things about yourself, you'll begin to project those qualities out to people, because that is what confidence is. How you feel internally, you will begin to show that, and then people will understand this person is confident in who they are and what they're like. And then that is when it's just so nice. Like, I really, really want to hammer that home. It's about how you choose to feel about yourself. Yes, you don't want to be delusional. Real. You don't want to be delusional. As long as what you believe kind of somewhat aligns with how people treat you, then, how people treat you already, then you can have confidence that that is true. Pretty much, if you're a very mean person and you convince yourself, no, I am the best thing to ever happen to this earth. I am the bee's knees. I'm God's gift to this earth. Like, I'm so amazing. And you try to convince yourself that, like, you're so good and everybody treats you like, hey, you're really insufferable. That's not gonna work. Like, that's all I'm saying. But if people are like, hey, I'm inviting you here and I really want to spend time with you, but you're like, they're inviting me out of pity. Girl, stop. Girl, boy, whoever is watching this video, stop being stupid. Stop being dumb. Like, really try to realize in these moments what you are saying to yourself, what you are choosing to believe. I used to do this all the time, and I still do it. But I just tell myself in this moment, I'm being dumb. I'm being a dummy person thinking that this is the truth when I'm clearly seeing this. It takes what you decide to believe to really, like, the way that you choose to, like, experience and to, like, take in and perceive things is really how you're going to be able to, like, engage with the world. Like, maybe that sentence didn't make sense, but you probably understand what I mean. It probably resonated. I just want to say, allowing how other people to feel about you and allowing that to dictate your life is really no way to live. It's going to put you under so much stress. And if you think about the number of times that somebody has told you something bad and it was the exact thing that you felt about yourself, think, like, is that very often? And if it is, I'm very sorry. But, like, honestly, hopefully it's not. But, like, it is still worth practicing how to be more confident if it is, so that you can be more tolerant to other people's mean and nasty remarks. I feel like if there are people around you who are really seriously willing to put you down and speak negatively about you expressing yourself, then that's truly insane. And I think that you would be better off getting the fuck from around those people, or really reevaluating, how you set your boundaries and how you express to people what is okay and what is not okay to say to you. And I know it's not easy for everyone to just express that, but you really have to start somewhere. If you want to see change in 8 months from now and you want to be more confident, you have to start today. Start today. I'm gonna wrap this up soon. I'm almost done, I swear. But I think that it is worth saying that I can freely express this because I practice how to be authentic and how to be an individual for a long time. I practiced this for some time, and I feel that now I'm able to realize just how well off I am and just how secure and confident in myself I am. And I think that, when you have that level of confidence and, that sense of, oh, they know themselves, like they know exactly what they're like, people would feel crazy, like stupid even, to come up to you to your face and tell you, I think you look like a clown. Like, I think you look dumb. Like, I think that people would feel insane to come and express that to you. Because when you have that sense of, comfortability about yourself, they probably can see that their words will have very little to no effect on you. I think that it takes a lot of confidence. I think it takes a lot of things to be confident in who you are. But the things that I mentioned kind of serve as stepping stones to get to that place of true confidence. I'll say, really, this is like the final. I'm wrapping it up. Is the alternative any better? Think about it. The moment that you're at right now, or the moment that you used to be at, where you were truly uncomfortable, truly not happy, is the alternative to being a confident person, being that, unhappy, is that better? Is trying not worth it for you? Like, if you know how bad you feel or how you felt in the past, is it truly not worth it to give it a shot and just to do you for once? Be realistic with yourself. And if it isn't, then maybe it's just better that you do stay at the point that you're at. I don't know. I just want to say it's really not going to make you any happier keeping yourself from trying that thing or doing whatever you want, being whoever you want. I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. It is not going to make your life any better staying in a little box that society or whoever placed you in because you feel like you're scared to take those little baby steps, or you feel like you don't know how to start taking those steps to being an individual who's confident and who's self-assured. I really think that people are going to judge you for better or for worse. It is just human nature. After all, your life is just for you. You're really not here to solely please other people. And you've got one conscience, one life. If you're willing to live it based on how other people dictate, like how other people express to you how they think you should. I just saw a really cool lightning strike. That's not worth it. Be real, that's not worth it. Showcase your unique personality. Everybody has got one. And most confident people, the most confident person that you can think of, they could easily be the most anxious person if they didn't make an effort to live freely. Yeah, they actually make a daily effort to practice and to remember who they are and to know that they are confident in themselves. You can achieve just about anything that you put your mind to with consistency and practice. And I'm almost done. With practice, you can grow to a point where input from others simply does very little to affect you. Confidence also means that you're secure in oneself. So say you're secure to your seat via a seatbelt. The car can get flipped over, you can go underwater, you can go off a cliff, but you're so locked in that literally any outside circumstances can and will come, but they cannot tear you away from how strongly linked to you are. That's just some food for thought. I'm going to wrap this video up. I really hope that you took something from it, and you got it. I don't know. Love you. Bye.